For 70 years, the world assumed this bomber was obsolete, a Cold War relic, a museum piece waiting for its final flight. But here's the truth they never saw coming. The B-52 isn't just still flying. It's more lethal today than it was in 1952. Think about that. While smartphones become outdated in 18 months, this 185,000-pound war machine, designed before Sputnik, before the moon landing, before color TV, is being upgraded to dominate the battlefields of 2050. How? And why would the U.S. Air Force bet its future on a bomber older than your grandparents? The answer will rewrite everything you thought you knew about American air power. Most people think the B-52's story ended with the fall of the Berlin Wall. After all, it was built for one mission: fly over the Soviet Union, drop nuclear bombs, and, well, hope you made it back. But in 1991, during Operation Desert Storm, something unexpected happened. While stealth fighters grabbed headlines, it was the B-52, flying from bases thousands of miles away, that delivered 40% of all coalition bombs on Iraqi targets. Not with nukes, not with brute force, but with precision, endurance, and shock. Saddam Hussein's troops didn't just fear the bombs, they feared the sound. The deep, gut-rattling drone of 8 turbojet engines. Iraqi soldiers surrendered en masse just hearing it approach. And that's when the Pentagon realized this wasn't a dinosaur. It was a Swiss Army knife with wings. If you thought the B-52 was retired, you're about to see why it's now the backbone of America's global strike force. Fast forward to today. China's building stealth bombers, Russia's testing hypersonic missiles, and the U.S., it's betting billions on a plane first flown when Eisenhower was president. Why? Because in an age of drones and cyberwar, range, payload, and flexibility still win wars. The B-52 can carry 70,000 pounds of weapons, more than 3 F-35s combined. It can launch cruise missiles from 700 miles away, or drop smart bombs with GPS accuracy. It can loiter for 18 hours without refueling, or strike from Guam to Iran and back. But here's the real twist. The Air Force just signed a deal to keep the B-52 flying until 2050. That's nearly 100 years of service. Think about that timeline. When the first B-52 took off in 1952, there were no interstate highways. By 2050, it'll outlive the space shuttle, the SR-71, and even the F-22 Raptor. And this isn't nostalgia, it's strategy. Because while rivals chase flashy tech, America's playing the long game with a bomber that refuses to die. But how do you keep a 70-year-old aircraft relevant in the age of AI and hypersonics? The answer lies in an engineering miracle most people have never heard of. Let's get real. The B-52 wasn't supposed to last this long. In the 1990s, the Air Force planned to retire it by 2030. Then came the wars in Afghanistan and Iraq, and the B-52 flew more combat missions than any other bomber. Official reports confirm it. In 2021, the B-52 conducted more sorties over the Middle East than the B-1 and B-2 combined. In 2023, it launched JASSM-ER cruise missiles during Pacific drills, hitting targets 600 miles away with pinpoint accuracy. And now, the U.S. has committed $48.6 billion to the B-52 commercial engine replacement program. Yes, you heard that right. $48 billion. General Mike Minihan, former head of Air Mobility Command, put it bluntly. The B-52 is not just relevant, it's irreplaceable. No other platform offers this mix of range, payload, and cost-effectiveness. Even Boeing, the original manufacturer, is back, leading the re-engineering effort. Because when your enemy can't predict where your bombs come from, you win before the first shot is fired. So what's actually changing? Imagine taking a 1950s pickup truck and dropping in a Tesla battery, a SpaceX navigation system, and a weapons rack from a sci-fi movie. That's the B-52's upgrade. First, new engines. The old TF-33 turbojets guzzled fuel like a 70s muscle car. The new Rolls-Royce F-130 engines. They're 30% more efficient, quieter, and give the B-52 enough range to fly from North Dakota to Australia without refueling. Second, digital cockpit. Gone are the analog dials. In their place, touchscreens, satellite comms, and AI-assisted targeting. Pilots can now reprogram missiles mid-flight or share real-time data with F-35s and drones. Third, weapons bay revolution. The B-52 can now carry hypersonic missiles like the AGM-183 AARRW, though that program faced setbacks, and the next-gen stand-in attack weapon, SIAW. It can launch swarms of drones from its bomb bay, turning one bomber into a mothership for 20 autonomous killers. This isn't just an upgrade. It's a total transformation. And the best part, it costs $1/3 the price of a new B-21 Raider per flight hour. In an era of shrinking defense budgets, that math is irresistible. Let's talk money, because this isn't just about war, it's about industrial survival. The $48.6 billion B-52 re-engining program supports 12,000 American jobs across 40 states, from Alabama engine plants to California software labs. Compare that to China's H-20 stealth bomber, still a rumor after 10 years, with no confirmed flight. Russia's PAKDA, delayed until 2030 at best. Meanwhile, America's keeping its aerospace giants, Boeing, Rolls-Royce, Raytheon, locked in a cycle of innovation that feeds fighters, tankers, and satellites. And here's the kicker. Each upgraded B-52 costs $60 million. A new B-21, over $700 million. In a world where every dollar counts, the B-52 isn't just smart strategy, it's fiscal sanity. As one Pentagon budget analyst told me off record, we're not flying old planes. We're flying the cheapest way to project global power, and that's worth its weight in gold. So what happens if this works? By 2035, a fleet of 76 modernized B-52 will form the backbone of U.S. strategic deterrence, flying from Diego Garcia, Guam, and Alaska, ready to strike anywhere from Beijing to Tehran within hours. They'll carry nuclear-tipped cruise missiles under the new ISTAR Treaty and conventional hypersonics outside it. But the real game-changer, integration with space and cyber. Future B-52s will link to satellite constellations like Starlink, receive targeting data from spy drones, and even deploy electronic warfare pods to blind enemy radars. If this succeeds, America maintains air dominance without bankrupting itself. If it fails, the U.S. loses its long-range strike edge and cedes the Pacific to China. This isn't just about a bomber. It's about who controls the next century of warfare. Go to Boeing's factory in Wichita, Kansas. Walk past the assembly lines where B-52s were built in the 1950s. Talk to the engineers, many now in their 80s, who designed it. They didn't just build a bomber. They built a promise. A promise that America would never be caught unprepared. That its reach would always exceed its enemies. That ingenuity could outlast ideology. Today, their grandchildren are the ones installing fiber optic networks into those same airframes. The B-52 isn't metal and wire. It's generational resolve. As one Air Force crew chief told me, wiping grease off a wing. My granddad worked on these during Vietnam. My dad flew them in Iraq. Now I'm upgrading them for 2050. This plane, it's family. In a divided world, the B-52 stands as proof. America builds to last. If you love stories about American grit, engineering that lasts, and machines that defy time, hit like, subscribe, and share this with someone who respects legacy. The B-52's not done yet, and neither are we. The bomber that refuses to die is just getting started.